Well, hello, everyone.
Welcome to Paranormal Show and Tell.
Hi.
Happy freaking Wednesday.
Hi.
Happy Hump Day.
Yay.
One day closer to Friday.
Y'all got to quit this
You know what?
cheerfulness and crap.
You know, I'm glad it's Wednesday. I am glad it's Wednesday because tomorrow I am leaving for Shirts, Texas to the Lone Star Paracon for this Saturday. I'm super excited. And I got 5 days off work.
Ooh.
I'm going to call and put you back on call.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad when I get back, but I'm going to enjoy my 5 days. It's going to be great. And, Tex will be there on Friday to join us. And we're just going to have a good time. We had a good time last year. We're going to have a good time this year. And just to let everybody know, it is the last year for Lone Star Paracon. So if you want to come out, if you're close by, get there. This is the last time.
Are they just not doing it this year or what? Or
they're going to do it this one last time. Yep, this one last time. They've got other things on their plate that they're going to start doing. So as far as I know, this is the last one.
Well, crud.
I know. I wish it wasn't. But you know how it goes.
There will be other conventions, don't worry. And
that's true.
Speaking of other conventions,
I say isn't there a convention coming up in September time frame?
I heard about it.
With more than enough time for everybody to plan out, save your pennies, because that's all it's really going to take to get there. Come see us. September 19th and 20th in Richmond, Missouri for the Crossing Realms Conference. We have a bunch of speakers. We have meet and greet Friday night. We have the all-day Saturday event. It's going to be awesome. We have tours of a haunted museum. We have a psychic gallery, with Marilyn Bass. We've got all kinds of stuff you can sign up for. Go to Eventbrite under Crossing Realms Conference. Get your tickets there. You can also sign up to be a vendor. We have plenty of vendor space available because we have a massive spot to put everybody. So we're not quitting anytime soon. So check it out. Get your tickets. We'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
And Gary's got the link out in the chat, and there's a link in the actual description down below for the video or for this video, and it's take you straight to Eventbrite to get signed up.
Nemo in chat says, "Will there be ices there?" There could be.
You don't want to miss meeting our special guest, Donny Cho.
Yes, and if you are a single lady attending the conference, ladies, just know that Mr. Cho here is single and ready to mingle.
There's your warning, girls. There's your warning.
There we go. Bigfoot groupies, here I come. Yes, Bigfoot groupies.
There you go. There it is.
That's why I got into this scene. I'm
immediately thinking of the groupies on Family Guy. Oh, you get your choice of the groupies. They're shiny.
They're shiny. You never know. We may sell Donny to the highest bidder, just depending on what happens.
Yeah. You think I wouldn't? Watch me. I don't think I can get 40 goats for him.
Yeah. Come meet the whole gang. The whole gang will be there. The island of misfits.
Yes, the whole island of misfit toys is going to be there too. So you'll have your chance to meet everyone.
Yes.
And I think it's the first time that we're all going to be in one area at the same time.
Yep. We've had it where most of us have been there, or some of us have been there, but never all of us.
Yeah,
we're all going to be there. That's the plan, okay?
Yes.
Well,
do not jinx me.
Yes.
Do not jinx me.
Well, I mean, we may have to tie Randy behind the truck and drag him there, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll do that for free.
Right. So, like I said, it's been a good week for me. What about you guys? Been a good week?
Yeah.
I was okay,
got
but
no
my
complaint.
week kind of started off a little bit bad on Sunday because I kind of got stood up by somebody, and I kind of had to go find somebody to help me out on Sunday afternoon. And I got two of them there for a few minutes, and the other one just disappeared on me. And the other one, he looked at me like, "Wait, what? What? Hey, no, wait, what?" And you can ask Donnie though. We got all the way to that last one. We were like, "Hey, we should have done this one first, I think, maybe."
Maybe.
It was a better one. It was one I just kind of shoved off to the side, but when we brought it up and started looking at it, like, ooh, wait a second, that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, and Randy's talking about our show on Sundays at 5 p.m. Central. It's called Truth or
I told
Tinfoil.
her I would never call you out on that, leaving me alone with Donnie. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a
well,
fun
you know,
time.
hey, you know,
She's
we
gonna
all
do
love
it to me
each
this
other.
weekend
That's why
too.
we are interchangeable podcasters. That's it. Interchangeable.
You mispronounced me as being irreplaceable. Okay.
Oh.
Anywho. Yeah.
Anywho.
So
Anyways.
I kind of thought it was. I kind of thought it was irresponsible. That was
Well, yeah. That could be it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that don't fit. That don't fit. But anyway.
Because Brandi
Anyway,
left us.
So
Brandi left us
anywho.
with no adult supervision.
Yeah, I know.
I had to.
It's your fault then. It's always your fault. You know better than leaving us alone.
I know. I am so sorry, everyone. It will happen again. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this Sunday to be exact. But then again, I'll be all by my lonesome this Sunday. So,
well, anyway, but if you're home, make sure you tune in to all the shows. Of course, Donnie Cho is on Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central. Truth or Tinfoil is going to be on, of course, Sunday at 5 p.m. Central. Monday, Tex and I will be back home.
Yes.
Now, whether I'll be there or not might be a different story. I might be dragging my butt in because I will be out in the woods. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're going to be squatching.
She's going to be a bit gamey when she gets back, is what she's saying.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to say no to
Ew.
that.
Well, I bet you will have plenty of volunteers to help check you for ticks, Brandi.
Ew. No.
Ew, no.
Spray her down with a garden hose and go with it. It's done.
Right.
Me
Well, you know, when I get a little bit of time off work, I got to do something I love to do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So that's where I'll be. I'll be in the woods. And just to let everybody know, also, Blondes and Boos will not have a show Friday night because we will be in traveling mode. And there will be one tomorrow night with Harley Owens. Tex will be there. Krista and I, we should be there because we're stopping for the night. So we should be there for the show. It's going to be very, very interesting to listen to, Harley talk about Bigfoot and all kinds of other stuff. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Now, I've already paid all the bills.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Let's talk with Donnie because tonight it's all about Donnie and his Asian friends.
Yeah. So one of the things I've been wanting to do with this show is to showcase some of the paranormal stories and legends and folklore and accounts from other parts of the world, because, one of the things I've noticed with a lot of these shows that we do and our friends do, a lot of the stories and accounts are American centric, naturally so, because the majority of our audience is in the States and we're in the States, so it makes sense. But the thing I've noticed is that sometimes I think we might lose sight of the fact that this kind of phenomenon is going on all over the world. Yep. And in certain parts of the world, the phenomena is a little different. It's got its own unique flavor, different cultures and histories and religions and whatnot and everything, right? So today, for our topic, we wanted to look at paranormal and cryptid phenomena in Southeast Asia, namely in places like Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, the Philippines, Vietnam. I don't have any Vietnam ones here. We didn't have time to prepare any of those, but Vietnam's got lots
one.
too.
I've got one.
You got one?
Well, Donnie, and I do have to say this because in case in point, when we did the story on the Cecil Hotel, and we were talking about the woman who went into the elevator, and then you brought out the game that is played.
Oh, the Korean elevator game? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that put a real different spin on the whole entire thing that we were talking about. That brought in a different paranormal element that we weren't expecting. So,
Okay,
I mean,
wait a minute, back up. You're going to have to go over this Korean elevator game. I've never heard of it. I wasn't there.
He might not have been on that show.
I don't think he was. Well,
do you remember the Elisa Lamb story where she went missing at the Cecil Hotel and then they saw her
found her in the water?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's this game in Korea called the Korean elevator game. It's kind of like the criteria is very strict. Like you have to go to like a 10-story building at a particular like time of night. It's got to be empty because if another person goes on the elevator with you, you have to start over. And Cecil Hotel is kind of the perfect spot for that because it already had paranormal activity. It's got a long storied history. And when you see Elisa Lamb doing what she was doing on the elevator, a lot of people in Korea realized, oh, she's playing the Korean elevator game where if you press a certain sequence, it's supposed to eventually lead you into a portal to the other side. And there's even descriptions of what it looks like. And based off the footage, it looked like that was the game she was playing. And with the outcome that occurred, some people speculate that she may have actually succeeded in the game. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, but Korea is East Asia. Today we're going to focus on Southeast Asia. And the first one I wanted to do as an intro to this topic is to point out, let's go truth or tinfoil style today, guys. Let's look at a photo, a very famous ghost photo, and you guys tell me what you think. This was taken in the Philippines. And according to the account, these two girls were just walking down the street. They asked a stranger to take a picture of them with their cell phone camera. This was years back, so I think this was before like iPhones and smartphones.
Okay.
It's like phone territory.
Yeah. But what do you see, guys?
I don't know. It looks like a motion blur to me.
This one's been making the rounds.
Well, see, I know that you can see the hand on her arm because I mean clearly she's wearing a black shirt. I mean, but that could be the other lady's arm.
Yep.
Her hand coming around her. But that sure looks weird, though.
Well, we actually looked at this one once, probably mid last year, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And this particular photo is different from the one we looked at because one me and her looked at on Truth or Tinfoil didn't have the hand on it at all, and it didn't. You couldn't see the arm; it was just the blur.
Right. So it's been tampered with.
Yeah, which the reason I say this particular one has been tampered with. Look at her shoulder. Her shoulder has the white, lighter area going down until you get past the hand, and then it's dark again.
Right.
Oh, thanks, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
So, as you can see what I'm saying, I mean, I remember the blur, and I remember this picture because when we talked about it on the show, Brandi, we were talking about this thing. It's so blurry. It can't be anything but motion blur, because somebody's walking by them as they took the picture.
Could have been a Bigfoot, but it's blurry.
Yeah, I mean, we did postulate that it might have been a Sasquatch, but
it's interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's a straight up ghost, guys. Philippines got a lot of them, man.
And it's squeezing her elbow.
Yeah.
You know what it means when you squeeze the elbow, right?
Oh yeah, I know what that means.
What?
Oh Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Michelle's like, I see a face in it.
I did too. I did too. Now, you know that Randy said it. I mean, the one that we looked at, the image was not as clear. It was very blurry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this has been
Yeah.
enhanced, and you know, you can see looking at them. I mean, it's obviously zoomed in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at the buildings behind. Whoever took this picture for them is a straight out crappy photographer. All right, I'll just tell you that straight out. I mean, look at the buildings behind.
Then it was probably me.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
We don't let Tex take pictures.
Well, he think he's got, you know, one of them shaking diseases or something, shaking baby syndrome or some crap, you know.
So anyway,
Denise,
explain to
yeah.
me more about this.
Okay, so the thing about Southeast Asia is that ghost stories in particular are a really big part of their pop culture. Like if you look at the like films that are coming out of Southeast Asia, like Indonesia and Thailand, a good chunk of them are horror movies because it's a big part of their culture. There's ghost stories everywhere.
Weren't you telling me that you have a problem with like all Asian movies or something like that because they have a crying scene in every one of them?
Oh no, that's Korean movies. Korean movies tend to do that a lot. Yeah, no, that's a strictly Korean thing. I don't know. Some of these Thai and Indonesian movies, man, they're pretty gnarly. So there are a bunch. It doesn't take much to look them up. There's a whole genre of just horror films coming out of that part of the world.
You are absolutely correct. Because when I go looking for movies and stuff, I mean, it's overloaded for sure, you know, of all these horror movies, and they're from Southeast Asia. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah. It's a growing industry there. Their film industry is definitely popping off. It has been popping off lately. They do take a lot of their inspiration from places like Korea and Japan, but they've been striking out on their own. And you're noticing more and more, and you get like some like romance and a good number of I do love me the action movies, but
well, you know what I've noticed is, and this happens a lot with Korean movies, Asian movies, whatever, and British movies and British TV shows. They do an American spinoff of it. And the horror movies that I've seen, American spinoffs of movies that were Korean based, get watered. And I don't mean to turn this into a movie show, but they tend to water them down when they get westernized.
Well, yeah, because the American public can't handle some of the stuff that you're seeing in those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You're 100% right. That's what they do. So it is.
But no, you're right though. Yeah. All right, Randy, you want to take it from here? Talk about one of the most famously haunted spots in all of Southeast Asia.
Oh,
we're going to talk about where are we going?
The haunted forest.
No, that's in Japan. That's far east.
Oh, okay.
We're going to Angkor Wat.
Boom.
Oh,
Angkor Wat. So Angkor Wat is originally dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, which was before becoming a Buddhist temple at the end of the 12th century. One of the first Western visitors to the temple was Antonio de Madalena, a Portuguese friar who visited in 1586. Okay. Now, this place obviously has lore galore. Okay. And as long as it's been there, you know, it's got all sorts of spirits. And there's no one single actual story other than the beliefs. The Khmer people, you know, that strong belief in the spirits and afterlife already. So the traditions of maintaining the spirit houses and offering food and money, you know, that's happening there all the time. And the visitors there are just reporting to the locals. They report experiencing strange phenomena such as shadowy figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling sense of unease. They honestly, and the I've seen 2 different shows on TV now about this. Now, first one was several years back, season 4, Destination Truth with Josh Gates, and he went out there, and they looked like they did not want to go back. The crew that went out there with them did not want to go back. The Cambodians that were going out to help them get set up, the locals that they always hire, they went out there and they were like, we ain't going until we get the blessing from our shaman, our witch doctor, whatever you want to call the guy that was the leader of the community thing. They weren't going to go back. And I mean, I'm like, these guys, this is legit. They do not want to go unless they have to. But, and, it's called, it's being overtaken by the force to where people are actually seeing this happen in a lot of the areas there.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. It just goes to show nature will take back. It will take it back
in a hurry.
So, yeah. And you're talking about the last, let's see if I can find it here. The last time somebody was actually there as in actuality was, I want to say it was like the 1700s, I think was the last time they actually did it. Now they go back now since it's been restored a little bit. The Buddhists go back there now. So, but I don't think anybody actually lives there. They go back for
wow.
Yeah, as you can see, they have tours out to it now. Cambodia is not dumb. They're gonna, hey, we figured out people like to want to go see this stuff. We're gonna try and make some money off of it.
I wonder. Okay, if I ever get over there, just saying.
Yeah.
If I wonder if they would allow you to stay the night.
I bet you for the right price.
Yeah, the way I read it, I mean, I don't know what it costs the other investigations to do it, but yeah, it's probably a pretty penny. It's probably because it's all going to the government. Government maintains everything, and of course, Khmer Rouge. I don't know if they're still the ones in charge over there. I haven't looked that up, but if they're still the ones in charge, that's essentially a communist run country. So yeah, they own everything, and you're going to pay to do whatever you want to do in it.
Yeah, but the locals will probably look at you and be like, "You want to spend the night, man? This American's crazy.
Are you insane?
Are you insane?"
And I mean, just the stuff. Here's another one where see the trees will take it back.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. Look at that.
Yeah,
and those Cambodian jungles, they don't mess around.
Like, it looks like it's crawling up out of the ground.
Yeah, those trees are awesome. I love those trees. But the thing about it is, you can't you don't want to try. But you don't want to try to grow them at home because they'll go. They're like a weeping willow, man, or a willow. Yeah. They'll go straight for your water lines.
Oh yeah, as fast as they can get to it.
Yep. Hey, what was that place called again?
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat. ANGKOR.
Slow down. I'm not that. I'm not that fast. ANG.
KOR.
ANGKOR.
Space. WAT.
WAT.
This is an artist rendering right here. What from in its heyday type thing. Which can you imagine just seeing that in the time it was actually fully functional?
Yeah, it was like a city pretty much. It's not one building; it's like an entire
it's
multi-building complex.
Bunch of stuff. But we're you're talking once again. We're talking about shadow people, and if I'm not mistaken, the EVPs that have been caught there are in Cambodian. They're not in English at all. Most of them that have been caught are all in Cambodian speak in language, and I'm like, that's actually really cool because It makes sense, but it's one of the first places where people were catching EVPs outside of the country that wasn't in English. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so check this out. 9 to 10 hours in a small group. This is 9 to 10 hours. All right, a tour, right? $17 a person.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Cambodian money. Dollar goes a long way over there.
I'll be dang. You know what? That's really doable. That's
Yeah,
really
no
doable.
shit.
You
Yeah, I
almost
mean,
said it.
you can consider 9 or 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember the $3,000 is going to take to get you over there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, if you're going over there anyway,
Yeah. Oh, if you're
you
already
know,
going
I
there,
mean, you're dropping
that's
a
a definite
$20
advantage.
bill. If you drop them a 50, you're probably going to be able to spend the night.
well, yeah, you'd think
You
so.
know, just look.
Yeah.
I'll drop you a 50. Y'all leave. I'm good. Me, my cot, and my
That'd be a-
sleeping bag are good.
Yeah. Yeah, set me up a base camp somewhere in the middle of it and roll.
Absolutely. Because I'm going as deep into that thing as I possibly can, and I'm going to rack out with my cot,
Yep.
and yeah, that's where
I mean, it's a
that's where
big
I'm
area.
at.
It's about 402 acres.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome. That is
Yeah, and
There's a
awesome.
lot to explore.
So
Just
Now,
roll through it.
is this
Yeah.
like
if you go,
gated? Is this a gated type thing where nobody can get in, or is it just free roam?
It's like free roam, but it's like so deep in the jungle, right? So it's not like anyone like you
Well, that's
got to
even
really go
better.
there.
Yeah.
I'm just
They
afraid
have,
if
like,
there's one
local-
there.
Yeah.
okay, so we're going to raise funds to send JoJo because that says that's the one place airfare is actually cheap for us to go here. From Australia to there, it's cheap for
Yeah.
her. So we're going to raise funds for JoJo to go spend the night by
Well,
herself
there you go.
in Angkor Wat
In Cambodia.
And report back.
Yeah.
in Cambodia.
And she's got to
Yes.
report back.
Oh, and you
Yes.
gotta
No,
try
no,
the you also, when you're in Cambodia, you have to try the roasted tarantula.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
I hear
No.
it's good.
Yep.
I hear it's good.
Not bad. Not
Nope.
bad.
It's like they said it's like
Got a
eating
lime
crab meat.
flavor
It's
to it.
like kind of
Anyway.
sweet, but there's no shell, so it's like soft. So it's like a
Nope.
crab cake.
Kind
Nope.
of furry too.
I didn't think it was.
No.
I must have got a different
No.
one because, yeah, no.
They say the meat is
No.
quite flavorful, actually.
No.
You know what? I will try anything once. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to throw some greenbacks on the table to get me to eat a
And a lot of hot
freaking
sauce.
I don't care what it tastes like. See, that's not even in the argument. I don't care what it tastes like. It's just a creep factor.
There's
because
comment one
I have
for you.
a food that's right.
There's
I've tried
comment
weird
one.
stuff.
Then you got
Don,
comment two.
JoJo, we don't need to know about your personal life if you tried weird stuff. That's okay. We don't judge you.
But at least it's never sober.
I'm just
It's
saying,
cool.
I'm taking
So,
a
yeah,
big
but
bottle of TX.
I'm with
me
you.
when
I
I
mean,
go.
Oh, you ain't just kidding.
Yeah.
Sit there and here's the thing, though. I noticed this when watching that show. Obviously, I mean, I noticed it because in the old Destination Truth, he tried to bring in as much of the local finesse, I guess you might say, the local ambiance. Get the crappiest car, always go talk to the local leaders, get them
Yeah.
on camera and talk to them, and have the audience experience what it is to actually be there. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons I
Yes.
like the show so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
And the ones that were going out with him, you could tell they were getting some liquid courage before they went out.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
did not necessarily want to go there. And at
Yeah.
one point, I do believe all of the Cambodian people that were on the set came back and left them there.
Mm.
Well, I will tell you
They
this.
would not stay the night.
I will tell you this. I joke about bringing the TX because you don't need it because they got some badass cocktails over in that area.
Yeah.
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 They
Don't
will
ask
hook
what you're
you
drinking.
up. They will
Hey,
hook you up.
let me show you this, guys. See, this little
Nope.
girl can handle tarantula. Tex, you're a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Look at how happy she
Where's
looks.
Jason? Where's Jason?
She's
Like I
just
said,
happy
greenbacks on the
munching
table.
on her spiders. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, okay.
I hear it's really good. They say it
No,
tastes
can we
like
put
crab.
this train back on the tracks? Because that's just.
Okay.
Why don't you try one on
Okay.
air, Donny?
I will do
Yeah.
that.
Here's what we're going to do. Because somebody over there, I think it was JoJo, said, like Thailand. We're going to go to
Mm.
Thailand next. How's that? We're going to talk about the Maynok.
All right.
You know
So
what the
show
Maynok
us
is,
show
right?
us the next ghost, Randy.
Snake's good though,
I
BJ.
am going to show you the Maynard, right?
Yep.
They ain't
Got the
nothing Maynard.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
The legend of the Maynard. Maennak. Okay. It
What's the
depends on which
downside
one you
of
talk about because there's one in Thailand. What?
What's the downside of this one?
One of the most famous legends of Thailand. Maynard is more of a tragic love story. Now we're getting into the La Llorona kind of stuff right here. Okay. It said that the Nok was a beautiful woman who happily married to her husband, Tid Mok. Okay. On top of the happy marriage, Faith blessed them with a child on the way. Whilst Nok was heavily pregnant, Mok was called away to serve the king in battle. Nak had complications due to labor and unfortunately passed away during childbirth along with the child. But as they say, love knows no boundaries. And yes, you know I'm reading that because I would never make that crap up. But because of her love for her husband, Nok stayed as a ghost. Mok actually returned after a few years of fighting for the king, and he returned home to find Nok and the child very much alive. She was a ghost. She eventually found out that Nok dropped a piece of lime off the porch and saw Nok's arm reach inhuman proportions while picking it up, and they had to do an actual exorcism by trapping the ghost in a clay pot.
But why would you? She ain't hurting nothing.
But you
Okay,
got to remember
so
superstition. So yeah,
okay, so basically, if they had to do an exorcism and they performed it, meaning
Yeah.
that this was a demon, this was actually not her at all. It was
Yeah.
something pretending to be her. Correct?
and
It would have to be.
that's not what it says. But they say exorcism. I don't know if they're trying to say exorcism or on. I don't know why they would say exorcism in that, because the way they're portraying her in the story is she just a lovelorn ghost waiting for her husband to return. But once again, they saw her arm reach out at that level. You know what I mean? The inordinate amount to pick
And it
up
got longer
that
and
piece
picked up
of.
the line.
Right. Okay. So basically, probably it was lost in translation with it. It probably meant they performed a ritual to get her into this
To help.
pot.
They
Not
moved
an
to
exorcism.
help her move on.
Rest.
Yes.
To help her move on.
Yes.
Or-
Okay.
or
So
if
it's,
you ever
a
watched the
ritual.
TV show Ghost, if you ever watch the TV show Ghost, they helped her get sucked off.
Yeah. So, well, because I mean, exorcism, of course, to us means demon. But
Yeah.
what they
Right.
probably meant to say was ritual when it was translated.
Helped
Okay.
it cross over. Whatever the case
Yes.
may be.
Whatever they did to
Because
help.
there's nothing written. There's nothing written in the two different versions of the legend that I found. There's nothing written that it was quote unquote malevolent. All it was just there to be with her husband.
Okay.
So,
Hey,
but
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. This is just an uneducated country boy asking a question. All right. You got malevolent and benevolent.
Mhm.
What's the difference?
Benevolent is kind, and malevolent want to cause issues.
Okay. All right.
May not necessarily be evil, but just want to cause issues.
Well, I get them confused.
Benevolent is
I
like
just
a
call them the
benefactor.
bad ghosties. Okay.
Yeah.
That way we
That's-
know.
that's-
Don't have to
that's
throw
what-
them $3 words out at me. We'll just go with the bad
I'm
ghosties.
going to say malevolent every
Man, they
chance I
must
get.
be cheap. I guess they're cheaper in Missouri. They're $9 college words here.
Remember, yeah, probably.
Let me tell you guys about the one ghost in Thailand that everyone's scared of, and this one is all over the place in folklore and in superstition and even eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
The Krasu.
Yeah. See, I didn't get anything on
that.
that one.
So
that one, yeah, I'm exercising that one.
So
Yeah.
the Krasu appears as a disembodied head of a woman. And all the stuff underneath, those are like her organs. Usually it's like entrails and trachea. They kind of like hang down from the head or the neck, and they act as like tentacles. And this thing floats around. It's often reported spotted with like orb activity. Like they'll see orbs, and then that's when you know that this thing is around.
Yeah.
Everything.
And it is, yeah, everything is. But it is said to feed on newborn babies, and it'll go after pregnant women, and it'll particularly try to go after the placenta. That's why it's common practice in a lot of these cultures to, when a woman gives birth, to remove the placenta as far as possible. And people will set up like spiky plants whenever a woman is pregnant, because everyone's afraid of this thing. This thing is all over Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia. We even have legends of it in Japan. But it's a spirit of a woman, but it's just her head, and it's got her entrails and all her guts hanging down, and it floats around. And a lot of it kind of harkens back to skinwalkers, because one of these proposed origin stories of the Krassu is that they are actually the spirits of women who were heavily involved in witchcraft and black magic. And
So-
yeah,
No, I was just going to say they got kind of the same kind of legend over in the Philippines,
Yeah.
no, this thing is kind of universal.
but
Yeah.
the one in
Yeah.
the Philippines, the torso breaks in half at the waist, and the top half turns into like a bat. One
Yeah,
of the
you're talking
legs,
about the Manananggal of that one.
Yeah,
That's Manananggal.
but yeah, but it did, but they say it's the same thing. That's I mean, if you want to be a skeptic about it, that's how they explain still
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's their name for it. It's called the Op in Cambodia, the Kasu in Laos, the Liak in Indonesia, and Penanggal in Malaysia.
yeah. This is the one that's all over their pop culture.
Did they explain why, of all things, that it would go after the placenta? I mean,
Rich in nutrients.
I mean,
It's something to do with the actual curse. It's implied that it's a form of punishment for women who would get themselves involved in like dark shamanism, black magic,
Yeah,
and it's the only thing that they seek out. Apparently, is
No, Mike.
just what happened.
no, it hadn't happened yet. You got about 6 or so minutes.
yeah. Well, I was
He's
just
asking what
wondering.
the meaning
I
is.
mean, out of all the things, I mean, you would think, the heart or, the brain or, something, but the placenta, I mean, that would be scary to pregnant mothers. I mean, for sure. And they'd have to worry about their children.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh my goodness. That thing's about the
and-
scariest one
and
right
the one,
there.
It looks creepy. I mean, look at that. It's
Yeah.
just a disembodied head.
did I get a Manananggal? I can't
And
remember if I got a picture
basically,
of a Manananggal.
Yeah.
and basically
Here's
this
my picture of
picture makes it look nice. The picture makes it look nice because you said that the normally hanging is like pieces of the body. It doesn't look all
Yeah.
mystical like that. It's like somebody
No.
had been cut short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they separate and then they go
Short.
back. They separate and then they go
Yeah.
back.
That's
And,
a good description there, Brandy.
Well, that's the
And-
best way I can put it on YouTube. She was cut short. That's all I can say.
and on the Philippine version, that Manananggal, that one it talks about the fetuses as well, but it didn't. Manananggal, that's it. Manananggal.
No.
Anyway,
Manamana.
Manamana. Do. No, yeah, that song's in my head again. I just got it out earlier today. Thank you.
Manamana.
It says that while focus the other times when they're not feeding on the fetus, that she actually the one I had from Philippines though, like I said, uses her beauty to seduce men before eating them alive, slicing their bodies open and feasting on their insides and other innards.
Yeah.
Just like Brandy.
Yeah.
Gosh, you guys.
So I mean, that one, like he said, it literally goes all over Southeast Asia.
Yeah,
All
this one
over
is in
Southeast
multiple
Asia.
countries. Yeah.
Yes.
She kind of hot though. Just saying.
I mean,
I like mine
would
better.
you,
Mine
would
looks
you
short.
consider more of her like a succubus instead? I mean, would you think that
Yeah.
because
Well,
they're trying to lure men in with their spicy selves? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spicy.
I don't know. I really don't know. Because
Brandon, you're on fire tonight.
Yeah.
honestly,
Have
if
you
I
guys
could sit
ever
here-
heard of have you guys ever heard of the term butterface? This is the exact
Yes.
opposite of that.
Okay.
The exact opposite.
Everything butter body.
Yeah.
Yeah, This
Okay.
is butter body. This is butter,
Butter body.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but if we put a plastic bag over her lower area, I think we'd be in business. I don't know,
Donnie,
guys.
I think you'd be
What?
missing something when you went to hug her. Okay, I'm just saying.
yeah, I don't
You-
need
you
tentacles
go.
running up my back.
You'd be missing
Yeah.
something. I don't
Yeah.
know. The arms,
I
chest.
ain't messing with
I don't know,
nothing
the
that's
whole
a
body.
plastic. I don't care if you got
Yeah.
a trash bag with a good-looking head with the eyes turned over white in it. No, okay, just say it. No,
Just no. Say no, Donnie. Just say
Just
no.
say no. Let me
Just like,
channel Nancy
Yeah, I've
Reagan.
done worse.
Say no.
What-
Just say no.
ladies, single ladies, please, 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 please. This man is desperate. Please mingle with him at the conference.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
you can
home
get,
Somebody.
yes,
Yeah.
you can get in touch with him in chat at Donnie Cho Says Stuff every Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Central.
And he'll gladly talk to you.
I will say this though, Donnie's a good date.
I'm a good
Donnie-
time.
He is a good date.
Yeah.
He
He is
is
a
He's
good date.
date.
He is.
We had a throuple date together.
We did.
Well, me and not just with you. Me, Donnie, and Danielle went out to breakfast.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. Yes. See,
Yeah.
I mean,
I got
It
to
was a
introduce
quadruple
Donnie to.
date.
I got to introduce Donnie to Menudo.
It was good. I remember. Danielle can eat, man. She scarfed that food down. I was like, damn,
Hey,
where are you
she
putting
did
all that away?
because she. Okay, get this. This little,
Yeah.
and I don't know it. Okay, sometimes it's hard to tell what size you are and all this kind of stuff, how tall you are and all that kind of stuff on air.
Yeah.
If you haven't met Danielle in person, she is no bigger than a popcorn fart. I'm just saying, she is the tiniest little thing. I bet she don't weigh 87 pounds soaking wet. And she's
I was going to
like,
say no bigger than a minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
nope. She's like maybe 5'1", maybe.
Maybe.
And when I picked her up at the airport, her crawling in my 4-wheel drive Ram was funny as shit. I'm just saying.
Well,
Like
We did get a
kid,
good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
But when we went to eat breakfast, we found this little hole in the wall Mexican joint. Oh my God. Some of the best Mexican food, of course, that I've had. Okay. And we went over there and I ordered menudo and Donnie's like, what the hell's menudo? And so we ate menudo. What?
I said, what? He didn't know what menudo was?
I
No.
wasn't familiar with the
Okay.
term.
All right. Now,
Well,
menudo
hell, he's
is
from Maryland.
predecessor-
Why the hell would he know what
Well,
menudo is?
I'm just
So
explaining
anyway-
to you. Menudo was the predecessor to K-pop. All right. I'm just letting you know that.
Mm.
So anyway, Danielle orders this breakfast plate, right? It was breakfast, wasn't it, Donnie? If I remember right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was breakfast.
Yeah. So she orders this breakfast plate. Well, you're in Texas, folks. You do not go hungry. I'm just saying. Yeah. The
Mm.
breakfast plate was a platter.
It's a turkey platter, everyone. Turkey
Yeah.
platter.
And it's like what you serve turkey. It's like you serve Thanksgiving on this damn thing. And she never said a word. Okay. And she ate the whole thing. And then afterwards, she was like, oh my God. Because we were talking about dessert and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, oh my God. She goes, I can't eat anymore. But the only reason she finished that, because she was full about a quarter of the way through her plate. The only reason she was full is because, now this is a cultural difference. but it's a southern. It matches a southern mentality on dinner. If you're given a plate of food, you finish it because you don't waste it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. She didn't eat for the rest of the day.
It's like,
true.
I'm here to tell you. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Ah.
But anyway, I digress.
Oh,
I'm sorry. See, this is
now
what
that-
y'all get for having me on the show.
Wait, did we ask? Did we ask him?
But hang on.
I tried
hang
to
on.
get y'all to invite me, but y'all just didn't do it. So I just started coming on my own.
It's fine. Randy,
Yes,
it's that time. It's that
I
time.
know it is because I'm already hovering over it.
You know,
Okay, let's
Donny Cho, meme of the week.
Okay, I've got two prepared today.
Mhm.
We started off with a ghost photo, and I have another ghost photo prepared.
Whoops.
Try to look very carefully to see if you can spot the ghost. Ready? Ghosts. Good Lord, they do exist.
Oh my
Oh
God.
Do
my
you see
gosh.
the ghost?
That's
Are you
just-
having
You
a
know,
hard
I've
time?
seen,
Scary.
you know, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And I cannot get over how white that person is. Look at the
Yeah.
sand, look at the skin color.
Hey, is Krista in the chat? Because I was going to say, is that Krista?
Hey guys, I think some people
Oh,
in the chat might
Jason.
have a hard time seeing, so let me help them out. Boom.
Oh,
Thank
She's
you.
wearing-
Thank you.
thanks. We needed that.
Yes.
There
She's
it is.
wearing-
That red circle. Gotta have
Okay.
that red circle.
Now
She's
the
wearing-
next
Don't let
one.
Krista hit me either.
The next one is an imagining of what disclosure would actually look like if Bigfoot were revealed to the world, like Bigfoot disclosure. How that would look, what it would appear like. So, in my little meme making program, there's a little feature that you get to where you can make a meme that looks like a CNN headline. So I made this to kind of capture the essence of Bigfoot disclosure. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Breaking news. First selfie with Bigfoot achieved. Japanese tourist does the unthinkable. Bigfoot nerds everywhere are sad because they want to be the ones to get the first selfie with Bigfoot. Could you imagine if it turned out that it was just some random Japanese tourist?
Well, first of all,
He's
that guy
like wandering into American woods. He's like, "Oh, look, Bigfoot! Can I get a selfie?"
That
So-
dude looks Mongolian. He ain't Japanese.
Well, I don't care what he is, but that probably that thing he's standing next to probably ain't far off.
Yeah, first
Just
selfie with Bigfoot achieved.
Well,
That's
I
it.
sent you a meme there, Donny Cho.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
We're going to start doing Texas memes now.
I don't know
Let's
what
see.
we're doing here.
I'm about to have to quit.
I don't know. If you're all listening on another platform and not necessarily watching this on YouTube, please come on over to YouTube and see Donnie's memes because sometimes you just have to say, "What?"
This is the one Tex sent. When your date really means when she says she eats like a bird, and it's a picture of a bald eagle tearing it up.
Turning a deer carcass to pieces. Yes.
All right. Anyway, we still got a lot more pictures to go through, guys.
Yes.
Like I said, I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, Randy, why don't you tell us about, speaking of little ladies, let's talk about this little lady right here.
Which one? Oh, yeah. That is,
Oh.
yeah. That's the, let me find it real quick. That is my kuntilanak. I'm going to say it like that just because I can. This is Indonesia, okay? Now, this one buys for the crown of most feared in Indonesia because this is associated with banana trees, okay? Almost entirely associated with banana trees. And in Indonesia, it's well known it's known as name the same thing in Singapore and Malaysia. It roughly translates to it girls, where in this case it means it ghosts. And it goes throughout the Malay archipelago. Now, it's depicted to have the facade of a beautiful young woman, long black hair, pale skin, white dress, to lure in her mostly male prey. Once successful, her more monstrous form will appear. That one I had not found a picture of. These are the only pictures I was able to find of it. And
Okay.
once again, we know they're fake. I mean, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's also said that in the presence is accompanied by a floral fragrance, especially at night. So the next time you find yourself walking along at night, you make sure you got somebody's perfume, and you make sure there's somebody actually there. Okay. This
Okay.
has siren written all over it.
Okay. I'm just gonna put this out there. Okay.
No.
I don't know. Hey, you be careful, Finch. You too, Michelle, by the way. They got bad
Yeah.
storms coming through.
Yeah, y'all be careful up there.
I'm just gonna put this out there. If that's her pretty form,
Yeah.
nope. You ain't luring
That's a
me
hard
for
pass.
nothing. I'm just saying.
Hey,
That's it. That's the best case scenario. That's a feral child. I'm just.
yeah. Well, the children aren't much smaller than the women there anyway. So
Well, it reminds me of the movie The Ring.
yes,
Is it
Yeah, it's
anybody
exactly like that. Yeah.
Reminds me of what we call black-eyed children.
That too.
Yeah.
she got white eyes in one, and she got black eyes in the other.
Well, they're black around it. Somebody punched her.
Well, the main description is the long black hair, like
Yeah.
The Ring. It's actually interesting that you brought that up, Brandy, because that's where it comes from. The Kuntilanak is again just like the Krasu. It's pretty universal amongst multiple countries. I mean, this one is all over Asia. The whole motif of the ghost of the girl with the long black hair, all dressed in white, very scorned. Now, the legend of the Kuntilanak, they believe that it is the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth, but she was impregnated, let's just say, against her will. So she's got a huge axe to grind with the world.
She was 8.
So she doesn't like men at all.
Well, and was it at a very young age? Because everything that I see that depicts this particular
young.
one here is
Young
it's a
women.
younger female.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where the long black hair comes from, because in Asian cultures, in a lot of Asian cultures, actually, across multiple countries, women who are married, you tie their hair up, and women who are like virgins or unmarried wear their hair down.
Okay.
See, that's why I like y'all so much, because y'all make it so easy to tell.
I know. It's just bam. It's either up or down. That's it.
Yep.
So
let me ask you this. Cultural wise, and I'm not being a smart ass here.
No.
But cultural wise, there is a way to tell, like, an unmarried or unwed or innocent girl or innocent woman.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something for the male side of that?
Not really.
Nah.
No, it's
not
very patriarchal like that.
It's not like the Amish, where if you got a beard, you're married. If you don't have a beard, you're still unwed.
Yeah, it ain't like that. It's just very patriarchal. It's always been.
Well, if I was an Amish, I'm getting married real quick, because I don't like shaving.
Well, to be honest, most of them are married by 18, 19 anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
16, 14 even.
But
So,
I think it's very,
that
joking aside, I think it's very interesting, and I'm curious. You know what? I'm going to look into that for my next weird wake up weird, because maybe we could do hairstyles.
Hmm.
And
what they actually mean.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to hairstyles over the world. Worldwide. We lost Brandy.
Yeah.
I think we scared her off.
She had to go do something.
You, you are max head
gone. She just
bad tonight, Randy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on with it. I have no earthly idea.
Oh, there she is.
I'm not getting
She's
no
back.
storms that I know of.
Huh.
Okay.
Well,
So,
they're talking about
ahead.
storms coming back bad storms coming back in my area this weekend while I'm gone, which is not a good thing. But I mean, there's probably an air trough or something that, you're not aware of out there. And it affects mine a lot too.
Well, y'all need to be careful because travel. Well, I know San Antonio, they're going to have rain all the way up until I think Thursday night.
Yeah.
Storms and rain all the way up until Thursday night. But then the weekend's clear.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be in the 80s.
So Shift Films, the distinctive. I'm sorry, Donny. Go right ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna because I saw Samurai in here. But Chon, you're gonna have to help me out here, Donny. Chon Mage.
Yeah.
John, I said Donny.
I guess it's as good as mine. I don't speak Japanese, so.
You're Asian. I should speak it all, right?
Chun Maj, we'll go with Randy, unfortunately. Hairstyle of the samurai, characterized by a shaved top and a top knot, served both practical and symbolic. I got it. Symbolic purposes, including helmet stability, cooling, and as a symbol of status and dedication to their role as warriors.
Mm-hmm. Makes
sense. If we're going to, if you talk about that, I mean, how many different hairstyles you see through medieval Europe and into Genghis Khan's area to, I mean, the Mongols, the Huns, every culture had certain hairstyles that meant certain things. So,
yeah.
See, I never understood the whole shade the top of the head with the monks.
That's what I was just going to say. The bowl cut with the bald in the middle.
Yeah.
No idea.
I'll have to look that up because there had to be something to it. So anyway, moving on to Asian ghosts.
So pretty much we're done with her for now.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, so I mean, you got Indonesia, we got the Philippines we talked about. There's a bird type creature also known as the tick or the walk, and the only reason they literally call this creature a tick or walk is because of the supposed sound it makes, and it lets people know it's there. You hear a tick or walk, you got to look around.
Tick or walk.
So once again, it also resides or it lives off of fetuses again. I don't know what the deal is with this culture and fetuses.
Unborn children. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
fertility is a big deal in those parts of the world.
Yeah.
See, I think we're looking at something to try to explain stillbirth and trying to think of a delicate way to put this. Miscarriages.
Childhood. Yeah.
Miscarriages. I can't think of any other way to say it.
Or it could be a way to get the children not to do that thing.
Yeah.
Make it scary for them. You know what I mean? It's maybe like a scare tactic.
Maybe it's an anti-abortion, anti-birth control, or not anti-birth control, but birth control.
But birth control.
Yeah. Maybe
contraceptive of some sort.
Yeah.
But there again. Now, Donnie, correct me if I'm mistaken, but a lot of the Asian cultures are very much birth controlled. So maybe that's what we're looking at here.
Well, I mean, China had that one child policy, but a lot of these traditional
is that gone out the window now, or
they did away with that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Now they're trying to do the opposite, but okay. So, let me bring up one of the most haunted places in Indonesia here. Lawang Sewu.
Oh yeah.
Lawang Sewu, it's in the island, it's in Java.
Yeah.
Lawang Sewu is their word meaning 1,000 doors. So this is kind of like their version of that Winchester Mansion. You guys know about the
Oh, yeah.
Winchester
Yes.
Mansion that was all
Yes.
set up
Yeah.
like it's all crazy, like the architecture's all crazy. There's like this place is known for having like a crap ton of like doors and windows. Here's a picture of it from a different angle.
It's built
Wow.
like it's built like
See?
it's
Now
built like the Alamo was.
So this was built in like I think like 1909 by Dutch colonialists. They set it up as basically like it was like the Dutch, what was it? The trading company, like the railway station. It was like basically a place where it was like their headquarters. Like, the East Indian Trade Company, like that kind of thing,
Right.
where basically it was set up to set as a headquarters and a storage facility for all their goods and wares that would come in and out by railway. It was a real symbol of cultural oppression because the Dutch colonists, they weren't so nice to the Indonesian people. And then World War II comes around. And so during World War II, it was taken over by the Japanese, who had taken over that part and basically would use this building as a prison and a base. And the basement area they would use to imprison people, torture, and execute them. Apparently, they executed so many people, and they would do it by beheading people with their Japanese swords, that they would have like piles of heads, like all stacked up in the basement. So that's why this place is considered super haunted. Right? And
Okay, so there's another one on my bucket list.
Now, it looks all pretty on the outside, but if you look at what it looks like in the basement area, I mean, it looks...
Oh, yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah. These are like people visiting. This is, I mean, if you know anything about World War II history, the way the Japanese treated like their prisoners and civilians, it was pretty bad. It was right up there with how the Germans treated civilians. And there was a lot of real dark stuff happening here. Just a lot of torture and a lot of killing. And so naturally...
nobody was good to their prisoners in World War I and World War II. It just didn't happen.
No, it didn't
happen. Period. What do you mean? Just period?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
No, I'm just talking about all wars ever, except for when we would take prisoners.
Yeah. So
we weren't that good to them, Randy. Come on.
According, we were good.
Well, better than the Japanese, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, okay, so the Kuntilanak that we mentioned earlier, there have been reported sightings of one of those at this place.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most famous ghosts here is the ghost of a Dutch woman, who apparently, the stories kind of differ. Some accounts say that she was like the ghost of a Dutch woman who was hung. Another one is she's like a ghost, but she's carrying her head around, like Anne Boleyn. And the legend is that she was beheaded by Japanese soldiers when they took over.
See, I don't get it. Why? See, that's why I don't understand. And I guess, if I don't get killing women and children. I just don't get it. Wartime, peacetime. I don't care. Why? I don't get it. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the Japanese were they excelled at that, actually. So yeah, this one, people will go, I mean, people still visit, but I think they visit because of the ghosts. Right. The government tried to restore it, try to preserve it as a cultural landmark, but they were at first iffy to see, about people visiting because the ghost stories were so prevalent amongst the population that they didn't think anyone would come. But it turns out a lot of people do come because.
Oh yeah, it's a booming business. Yeah, it's a booming business.
It is.
There's a lot of places out there that you can investigate that are flying under the radar. Because everybody they are so fascinated by the big places and the big stories but there's other little places that the stories are just as unique and tragic and,
Yeah.
you know, horrifying as
Yeah.
anywhere else.
I will say this.
You know, they really need to. It's just a booming business. It really is.
Yeah.
It
I will
really is,
say this.
especially when you're talking about historic preservation and things like that, and giving back to, you
Right.
know, to restoring these things. Because we talked about this in the very beginning about nature taking things back quickly.
Absolutely. I will say this. That's what's cool about two towns that I know of, and Randy knows both of them, Mineola and Jefferson. They are two of the most awesome little towns you'll ever see. Okay. And 99% of the buildings, because especially Jefferson is either antique shops or B&Bs, bed and breakfast. Okay. Almost every one of them are haunted. Okay. And it's pretty much the same thing with Mineola, the whole town.
I'll be there on the 11th and 12th. So
yeah, and when you go outside of Texas, Anniston, Alabama, is that whole freaking town down Main Street, man. That is a lot of freaking history, a lot of activity. We know that because we were the first ones there to investigate this certain building, and it was off the chain. I still cannot explain, at least one thing that happened down there. I just can't.
Yeah, we still can't.
Yeah, exactly. But when you have multiple witnesses, that's what never mind. I'm going to get off on that. But these little towns and these very, very historic buildings, like the one that you were just showing, what's it called again? Yeah,
Lawang Sewu.
Yeah. These things are, if you can get in them, like that other one I was talking about, spending the night, Angkor Wat. You throw somebody a 50 down there, and you're going to get pretty much what you want.
Yeah.
When you're talking $17 for a 9 or 10 hour tour, there's a lot of these, and like Brandi was saying, there's a lot of these hidden gems out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, go right ahead. Sorry,
Randy, you got another one ready to roll?
Well, I think the last one is the one we wanted to talk at, because I think that's the one we're going to be going the most in depth into, and that is our video.
Oh, okay. Then let me introduce. Okay, so we've been talking mostly about ghosts so far, but there's also cryptid stuff that I wanted to bring up as well. Yep. This one is known as the Orang Pendek. This one is located primarily found on the island of Sumatra, part of Indonesia. And it is basically their version of Bigfoot. Although it is considered smaller, Orang Pendek means short man. This thing gets up to about max 5'8". It's between 3 foot and 5'8", but it's like a mini Bigfoot. It's known to have unusually long arms. It's been spotted by Dutch colonialists. There's been cryptid expeditions. There was a famous one in 2011 that went out there. They actually found, this is a handprint that they made a cast of.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, of the Orang Pendek.
Sorry, go ahead.
And even though it's got orang in its name, people think that it might be like a giant orangutan, but the descriptions of the people who've actually seen it say that it doesn't really resemble that much of an orangutan. They say the face actually looks a little bit more human, it's got more of a human-like nose. It's got abnormally long arms, they go down past their knees, and it's got dark grayish fur, whereas orangutans, they have the reddish brown.
Yeah.
And there have been multiple sightings. There have been expeditions to try to catch this thing, and there's even their own version of the Patterson Gimlin film.
Yep.
Randy, you got that ready to roll?
I got it ready to
roll.
roll.
I have a question about that still that y'all had.
All right. So
I'll pull that
Which
off.
one?
No, go ahead.
oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
We'll discuss that after.
Okay, here we go.
So a bunch of bikers going through dirt bikers. There it is.
You see how fast he's moving now? This is the full
Yeah.
speed right now.
Thing is hauling ass.
That thing is fast, man.
Yeah. It got out of there quick. And you can see there's something went through that grass. It looked like something went through the grass too.
Yeah.
See the little hole where it looked like something went through? Now here it'll slow it down for you.
There it is. They stopped. The one dude wiped out.
One dude wiped out. He laid it over as soon as he saw him.
And that thing just books it.
Now watch as
See,
he
we
goes
know
a
that's
little
not an orangutan.
Oh no, not even close.
No.
Yeah, that thing's running on twos.
Watch him take
Yeah.
off now. Up there. See the thing sitting there? I'm gonna back it up just a little bit here. You see where
It's
it's
like
sitting there
looking
almost
back at him
looking
like,
at
what are
it,
y'all
looking
doing?
back trying to figure out what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it takes off again. And they slow it down, see? It jumps over and then into the grass.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, the thing that gets me about it, I mean, these guys are actually reacting to it. So they're seeing something. Unless
Right.
it's some sort of elaborate hoax. They're
Well, it
reacting to
could
something.
be, but
They're reacting how a person would react if they saw something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't look quote unquote fake.
Well, and they're not running up after it. You know what I mean? They're not going in after it.
no.
It shows that they kind of they're unsettled about it. They're kind of scared about it. They're not.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, we're in Sumatra, so you got to be careful. You
See,
may go
that's
in there
the
and
question
He's
I
gonna pick
have.
up a stick. That's gonna work, dude.
Yeah.
Just
You
saying.
gotta-
No, see, but wait a minute. I got a question about that stick. We'll back up here in a minute.
Okay.
Here, I can back it up for you here real quick, like. Okay, he's
No,
going.
I
in and
mean,
fix it.
it goes back to the steel that y'all had.
Oh, okay. This one.
Look what he's carrying in his right arm.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got a stick in it, doesn't he? It looks
Yeah.
like it does.
Yep.
It really looks like he does.
Maybe it was carrying it.
And even though these things are reported to be smaller, they're also reported to be like ridiculously strong, like able to rip trees out by their roots.
Well, that makes sense, though. I mean, these, look at how strong. If you should want to talk about a chimpanzee, look how strong a chimpanzee is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see, old dude's carrying it into the woods with him there, or into the what do you call
Right.
it? Yeah,
Back
we're
up.
talking
Let's get a
about.
look at that. When he picked it up, back up.
Okay.
See, look. Why would he pick a random stick up?
Unless you saw him carrying it.
Unless that was the stick it was carrying. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, the other question I would have to ask is this: you're in Sumatra. What's out in those big fields with all that tall grass? Freaking
Mhm.
tigers. There's tigers out there.
Yeah.
This boy ain't
So-
going into that stuff.
I'm
Well-
going in there.
Well, this thing would be carrying something like that just in case it does come across something like that. I would think.
Right.
It would make sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're
I mean,
trying
just
to
'cause I
get,
won't go into it doesn't mean they
away in tall grass, and you're carrying something like that, you're going to
Yeah, you
ditch it.
can't get away. Yeah,
Right.
something's going to recognize you.
It's going to get in the
So,
way.
I mean, now where he
Look at that
goes, I mean,
collar.
obviously there's a little path going through there too, though. Looks like,
Well, that's a waterway, I'm sure.
yeah, or a game trail of some sort.
Because you can see how the grass is laid down in certain areas.
Yeah,
But yeah, they've got their own Bigfoot over there.
Unless this is an absolutely fantastic acted hoax.
Yeah.
I think it's real.
I mean,
It's looking
'cause,
pretty
I mean,
genuine to me.
yeah,
See, why are you showing that off if he wasn't carrying it? But it's got the
But
root
you
ball.
can see
on it.
there, it's there. I mean,
Yeah.
his hand.
Well, obviously, the root ball's in front of whatever he's carrying because you can't see the root
So-
ball on the back of it.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
JoJo's, don't think
I'm,
it's a hoax.
I'm definitely undecided on that.
It's a hell of a hoax.
And I'm gonna put it up again one
Yeah,
more time. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you could
mean-
tell by the speed of the thing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was moving.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was moving faster than a human ever could move.
Exactly. So you would think that would have to be a computer generated something or other thrown there. But the
Right.
way they're reacting to it and going right to it, that's almost impossible to do, except for on a sound stage, for the most part. When you're actually acting.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, and you notice they only followed it so far,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "No, thanks."
Well, they ain't gonna follow nothing in that razor grass. I'm telling you, that ain't gonna happen because that's what that is. And that stuff's an amped up version of Johnson grass that we have down here in the South, and Randy knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
And
that's something
Johnson
cuts you in a
grass
heartbeat.
flashes to pieces. It's death of 1,000 paper cuts. That razor grass, that ain't no joke, man. That will cut you to pieces.
Mhm.
And what are
I
you
just thought-
going to, honestly, are you going to follow something into
I mean, look at him lay it down
the
right
whole
there. The
damn
guy's like,
thing?
"Let
The
him lay
whole
it
damn
down."
area is an ambush point. And you know what else is out there.
Exactly.
Unless you're a dumbass
Plus,
like
the
us,
snakes
like
there are
me.
pretty ridiculous too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Plus, they
I
got
mean,
like scorpions also, man. I don't want to be dealing with that.
and
Nobody got time for
quite
that.
frankly, they might be getting they may be looking at this, because with the motorbikes going, the dirt bikes running, that's going to be enough
Right.
noise to keep most of the tigers away. They're not going to come after anywhere around it. They don't want to be around it.
Well,
So-
unless it gets curious and they know what easy
Now
prey.
I'm going to back up here real quick because I just saw something I didn't see the first time. When he pulls up on this now, I wish I could do it one frame at a time. It looks like something's still moving right here.
Hmm.
And you slow it down to a quarter speed. If it's on YouTube, you can slow it down to a quarter
Yeah,
speed.
no, this is the actual file. I got the file itself, so
Oh,
I just
okay.
shared the video file. So it's just whatever this lets me do. So unfortunately,
Their reactions look very believable. Like very.
I agree.
like, yeah. Like this is what you would do if you did see a cryptid. You would stop what
Yeah,
you're
be like,
doing
what
if you're
the
with your
hell?
buddies.
and
Be
see
like,
the
what the
dude's getting
hell?
off, and he's pulling his helmet off back there. And I think they're probably looking at him, going, "Are you going in there? Why are you going in there? Are you nuts?" He's like, "I'm gonna go see."
Yeah,
I wish we could get the video he's got of that on that camera too. You know what I mean?
My question is, what are the odds of getting in touch with one of these guys?
Oh, there's no idea because it's all over YouTube. It's on 4 or 5 different pages and such.
Right.
But it also comes up. It says what do we call it? A scary encounter or something like that, Donnie, of
Yeah.
a Manti tribesman or orang pendek.
Right. I don't think
Now,
it's a human.
I don't think it's human at all. Once again, like Brandi said, that thing moves too fast to be a human.
I've either been.
Mike in chat wants to know
Anyway.
if there was a year for this.
what
Did it
year?
give
I
a
believe
year?
it was 2021.
Okay.
So fairly recent.
Yeah. Bring it
Oh,
back up again just so I can look at it.
I don't. You guys, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Like I said, that is a very, very good, elaborate hoax, or it's the real deal. One of the two.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know how they could have done it.
I don't either. I'm leaning towards it's the real deal. That's just me.
Yeah.
And I don't do that very often.
Yeah, it's because it was moving for sure.
Yeah. Well, not only
sure.
that, to me, when you add it all together, you got the speed of the thing, you got the way they reacted. Okay, in general, you've got it was carrying the same damn thing that he picked up. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
Okay. Because why are you going to pick that up and show it off? Now, why this thing was carrying something? Yeah. Why you were carrying something? Why this thing was carrying something with a root ball at the end of it? I don't get. Okay, but it and then it when it darted off into the long grass and just it was gone.
Well, yeah.
Well, and then you can clearly see where it went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I guarantee you though, this thing, if it was real, if it do what?
Oh no, I was going to say, Spectator Bob says, I think the creature wanted to avoid running into the grass, and that was its last-ditch effort.
Right.
Yeah, it ran the trail until the bike was caught up. Yeah.
If this thing was real, and I think it is, okay, just my gut feeling on this, and I may be completely wrong. I'm not saying I'm expert, but if this thing was real, and it jumped off into the long grass, it ditched that long piece of wood, whatever purpose it had. It ditched it so it could move faster, and I can almost guarantee you, if this was real footage, that thing probably wasn't 5-10 yards away from hunkered down in that grass, and that's why it did. That's why it ditched the tree that it was carrying.
Yeah,
because you're that much that kind of grass and stuff, and that wasn't dry. Obviously, that's a marshland of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna hunker down and not make noise and not make waves in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. And that's just from a human aspect of it. That's what I
was like. That tall grass gives away your movement. That's why I'm thinking it ditched a big stick, because it would have given it away.
Or just dropped it. Or just dropped it. It was moving at such a pace, it might have just dropped it too.
Because I guarantee you, wherever it dropped that big stick at, it's hiding in the opposite direction.
Well, at the pace that it was moving, and then the time it took for that one rider, the first rider, to get there, then the next couple riders, and then they start going down the path. That thing was long gone. It was long gone.
Right. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was long gone.
It might not have been. It probably said, "I'm tired. I'm gonna have a rest right here. See if I can wait him out."
Because I'm telling you, well, these things, these critters as a whole, and this is just from my research experience, okay. And I'm no expert, okay, but I've seen and dealt with these things a lot, okay. They go dead ass still. And when they go dead ass still, they are very, very freaking hard to spot. Okay. And they don't have to take 2 or 3 steps into the damn woods up in Brown Springs and down here in Texas. They don't have to take 2 or 3 steps. And Randy knows exactly what I'm talking about. If you know an ounce about freaking camouflage, Randy, you've been hunting. You know this shit. If you know an ounce about camouflage, all you got to do is break up your silhouette, be still. You're gone. You're disappeared. Because I had my ass handed to me when I walked right past a drill sergeant laying in a freaking open ditch on a march.
Waiting for you.
Okay. Yeah. There was 20 or 30 of us that walked past the son of a bitch before he jumped up and said, "Peekaboo, you're dead." You know, and he was right there on the road. Okay. You can do the same thing. I've done experiments with this out in the field. I had and the video's out there, folks. It's on the freaking channel. High visibility colors. I turned around and I said, "Hey," I said, there was a field of love, a batch of love grass behind me. I said, "I'm going to turn my back. You walk wherever you want. Just drop down, and that's all I want you to do." Turn back around. You couldn't see this. You couldn't see this guy. I said, "Okay, stand up." He was 10 feet in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand how easy it is to disappear. Okay. And these things that do it every day in their life depends on it. Yeah, they're force ninjas, no doubt about that.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I've said it 1,000 times. I've said it once, folks. You give me a stand of trees and I can have a 51-ton tank in it. Yeah, these things can disappear without an effort.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. I guarantee. I would bet my paycheck that's what this thing did.
Yeah.
Dropped the damn thing, dropped it, and went the other direction and just hunkered down about 5-10 yards.
You saw that wood line down there. You saw that wood line down to the left. That's
if it even went there.
Yeah, if it headed toward it and then dropped, because everybody else was looking this way.
Yeah.
So,
Brandi has tuned out. We are wearing Brandi out talking about all this crap.
I mean, it could have done 1,000 things. I mean, you think it stayed there. I think that it could have been long gone by the time they even started walking out there. Just by the way it was moving, it didn't have to run very much more. But
no, it did not.
That thing has got me. It's one of those videos that's going to bother me now. I'm going to have to watch it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And really make up my mind about it. Because I mean, everything that I'm seeing on it looks legit.
Yeah. Does.
I'm not seeing anything that like glitches or anything like that would say, hey, somebody did this, somebody manipulated this or, but I would really like to have volume so I could actually hear the winding out of the motors of the bike. So I can at least tell how fast they were going, cause a lot of that is telltale signs about, if they're just kind of putting along or are they going full throttle? So I would like to hear the sounds and stuff like that to figure out exactly how fast they were going. You know what I mean?
I will say this. I don't get excited about pictures and video very often. This one excites me.
All right. Yeah. Maybe we can run across it with full volume. You know what I'm saying?
Because that none of the videos that I've seen on YouTube, like Donny turned me on to it, and I was like, I can go out and get it real quick and get the actual video, but I can't find any of them that have any of the audio.
Yes, I would really love to hear the audio on that for sure. Yeah, because like I said, that'll tell you a lot that you need to know.
Yeah. JoJo says that's a bit OCD, Brandi.
Well, I mean, if you are,
but it's due diligence. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you're really looking into evidence, when you're really looking into it, you know, and a lot of it would be, what did their voices sound like? What were they saying? Because that tells a lot too. We've seen a lot of bad videos where, oh my goodness, there's a ghost. I've never seen a ghost before, and you automatically know, hey, this is just staged, whatever, reactions count for a lot of things in videos like Randy and I go through all the time. A lot of it is actual reactions and how they sound when they're talking.
I agree.
Yeah. Tells you a lot about a video. But that's what Randy and I do.
Yeah. I was sitting there laughing at Spectator Bob's and that his little comment right here about Stanny. Yeah, that one. Okay, he beat me to it. So yeah, I was laughing and responding to him because I was like, that really sounds like basic training to me.
1995, a man was standing camouflaged by a creek in the tree line. We did not know he was there. My friend peed on his leg, not knowing until he looked up and realized a face was looking at him. True story.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we've all heard that saying, hiding in plain sight.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's very true, everyone. It's very true.
all the way around. Yep.
That's what I think Bigfoot does all the time, hides in plain sight. You just
Yep.
No
walk
doubt.
right past him.
Yeah, because I mean,
Nope.
we even talked about that before. You know, when we were talking about one guy saying, I can't remember which episode we did, but they were talking about the Bigfoot, how it would phase and stuff like that, and just disappear. And we're like, no, well, you're calling it phasing or disappearing. We're calling it natural camouflage, because he probably
Right.
went dead still, covered all his stuff, and created his,
Right.
the basic
Yep.
concept for camouflage is break up the outline, and when he
Break up
did
the
that,
silhouette.
break up the silhouette, break up the outline, and then you just disappear into the background.
Right.
Yep. And Bigfoot's basically a giant walking ghillie suit. So
Exactly.
Yeah, that ain't no lie.
yeah.
And that is absolutely true, Donnie. That is absolutely 100% true. I
Yep.
mean, they don't call them the hide and seek champions for the world, for nothing. I mean,
That's true.
they'll always win. Always.
Yep.
They'll only let you see them when they want you to.
Josh is over there talking about shapeshifters and werewolves and stuff.
Shapeshifters
Good
and
for him.
werewolves.
Something.
Well, good for
Uh-oh.
him.
Good for him. Well, that's all for us tonight. It has been interesting. I think Donnie, you all saved the best for last this
Mhm.
time. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that. Now, like I said, it's going to be on my brain for
Yeah,
weeks.
finally a
Figure-
good video
figure
for
video
one for a
play with.
change, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one's going to
finally.
be on my brain. That's when you know
Yeah.
it's good, when you can't stop thinking about it, and that's all. It's just turning in my head,
We'll be talking
How-
about this all weekend at the conference.
I know.
Mm.
We're gonna have to, like I said, we're gonna have to find the full video and see what happens. I mean, gosh.
And I
Man,
didn't
I
even
love
go into
Michael.
that there was apparently some big confrontation with a bunch of dogmen over in Vietnam. I didn't even get the time
Yeah.
to
Oh wow.
talk
That
That's
even-
not
that even-
That's okay,
Yeah.
because we always have a different show for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for another time, folks.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, everybody. So join us tomorrow night on Blondes and Booze for Harley Owens. And that's it for us tonight. So we'll see you later, everyone.
Bye.
Good night. Push the button.